Yes, folks, hello, welcome to MoDXtra Games and Collectibles, and it's an exciting time for me, as it is, I'm sure, for many of you as G.I. Joe Classified Series fans. There was a Hasbro Pulse live stream last week with loads of in-hand reveals and pre-orders going up and a few name-only reveals and things. So today's video is just all about talking about the G.I. Joe Classified Series experience and sharing some thoughts about what was revealed on the stream and giving you the, yay or nay, pre-ordered or not kind of rundown of the figures. So yeah, let's get into it. Stick around for 6 seconds. I'll be back with some thoughts. Yes, folks, thank you very much for sticking around. So I'm Chris, this is my channel. It's a pleasure to have you with me here today. And I want to talk about the Hasbro Pulse G.I. Joe Classified Series stream that took place on Thursday, the 7th of December. And you're probably looking at the calendar going, oh my God, Chris, because yes, obviously, once again, I've got my finger absolutely on the pulse, talking about the hot button topic long after everybody else has talked about it. But hopefully some of you will still be interested in my thoughts and views on the stream, the G.I. Joe Classified Series stream that took place. And I wanted to start by talking about these three. Emily, Lenny and Tony, because once again, I think they put on a very engaging, tremendous stream. I've got nothing but positive things to say about this as a team, and I'd like to meet more of Lenny's design folks, because I think they do a tremendous job, but they've also got great on-screen presence. They've got a lovely energy, lovely dynamic, lovely attitude about the way that they approach it, particularly Lenny and Tony. When they talk and they're playing around with the toys and pointing out all the bits and bobs that they've got on there, I just really sense that they are like me. I really feel like I relate to them and that they are just massive man-child children who are passionate fans of the line from back in the 80s, and they're getting to do the dream job that I would love to do, which is design and play with toys all day long. But they also take it really seriously, the right balance in there. And even Emily, who's obviously unfamiliar with the lore and the characters, just brings a passion and energy to it that I'm very, very appreciative of. And I just hope and pray to God that these guys are safe and untouched by all the Hasbro mismanagement, fucking layoff bollocks that's going on at the minute, because they're absolute treasures. They really are absolute treasures, and they do a tremendous job. And I think that they stand apart firmly, both in the product that they produce, but in their approach to doing it than any of the other Hasbro teams. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm sure they're wonderful professionals on the Marvel Legends team and the Black Series team, for example, but they just don't put a stream together like these guys do. And they don't convince me that they get me the same way that these guys do. So that was the first thing I wanted to point out. Guys, I know you'll never watch this in a month of Sundays, but Emily, Lenny, Tony, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. And I hope that, your fucking knobheads of a board are not coming after you, because you deserve to be doing what you're doing. All right, on to the content then, and the first thing they did was gave us some name-only reveals. I'll pop the list up in my little breakout box here. It was Stardust, Nemesis, Immortal, not Nemesis Enforcer. I hear tale told on the wind that this is a licensing thing, that they can't use the word Enforcer or something. I don't know, whatever. Xandar, which I know some folks will be pleased about, and Leatherneck. So a good, solid list of name-only reveals there. A few things that they commented on, talked about. So Lenny alluded to the fact that Stardust was marketed in a unique way when he was first released, and there was going to be something to acknowledge that in the figure. So I think, if memory serves me correctly, Stardust was like a mail-in figure, maybe like a cereal line, I think, off the top of my head. So perhaps like a Quick Kick with the Fudgy Bar, which we'll talk about a bit more later on. There's going to be a box of cereal included in the packet or something. Or anyway, we'll see. It'll be really interesting. Or perhaps they've done a unique design to his packaging. That's possibly like a cereal box design, but yeah, maybe there's a box of cereal included in there, which is nice. Yeah, great to hear them doing fun Easter eggy stuff. Again, they do a lot of that, and I enjoy that element of the line a great deal. Also, I think it's a great kind of accessory. It's just got it's great sort of narrative playtime, world building-y type stuff. You get yourself a little scene together, get down to the model shop and buy some 1/12 Doll's House, kitchen table and chairs and some bowls and spoons, and get some Joes having their breakfast with Stardust as box of cereal. I think that'd be really fun. And on the Nemesis Enforcer front, they were just talking about how it's kind of expanding some of the flavour and texture of the line. I know they've definitely skirted around some of the more science fiction-y fantasy elements of G.I. Joe, but Nemesis Immortal is definitely a big step in the direction of all that kind of Cobra La, kind of sci-fi fantasy type stuff, which is really interesting. And he's right, yeah, it'll bring a really interesting splash of colour, some interesting design with the wings and all that, so I'll be curious to see how that comes out, and would very much look forward to getting to, you know, a bit of Sergeant Slaughter, Nemesis Immortal, boxing match type stuff on the display. I think that'd be really fun. So, you know, interesting name only reveals. Obviously, Xandar, popular choice. Folks are really eager to further build out the roster of dreadnoughts in the collection, which I think could be great. And Leatherneck's just a real popular classic figure. So yeah, solid name only reveal. Can't wait to see what they do with them. Then it was into the in-hand reveals. They started producing figures from behind their little counter and getting them on the turntable. They've got a real good rhythm about the way that they do this, and the first one they popped up was Big Boow. Now, this guy, it looks awesome. Really pleased with him. Obviously, a few areas of note, the first being that they've given him a face. Big Boow has never had a face before, and this is the first time Big Boow has had a face. I mean, I've said it before, a big fan of having accessories and head swaps is one of the types of added value that I really think brings more narrative playtime options. You know, it opens up a wider world of possibility in terms of your posing, your displays, your photography, your diorama displays, that type of stuff. So really into that idea. I love the wacky, more idiosyncratic figures. In my old age, I'm much more of a fan of that type of stuff right now. So Big Boow is a definite pre-order for me. Never really liked that stuff as much when I was a kid reading Action Force, but now I'm really into it. I don't know why. I know some folks I saw out and about on the socials that a bit disappointed he's not got the freestanding boxing ball, which came with the original figure. I get that, because that would be a nice bit of sort of playtime display kind of stuff, because it is generically useful across your line, isn't it? You know, if you've got a nice boxing ball or punching bag with the Cobra logo on it, you could get get some of your troop builders out and do like a workout room or something, which I think would be quite interesting. But, you know, it is what it is. They've got the dumbbells in there, haven't they? So it's not too bad. Hand swaps with the wrapped hands and the boxing gloves. So nice added value. Lovely looking figure. And, you know, and the nipples, of course. Then it was the Techno Viper next that they produced from behind the counter, and again, another great looking figure. Who doesn't love a bit of purple? You know what I mean? So yeah, another Cobra, you know, troop builder figure. Although I must admit, I'm getting a bit of troop builder fatigue. I'm finding I'm much more interested in the individual characters than I am in the troop builders. I mean, I'm not an army builder anyway, so I very rarely buy multiples of figures. I think in my G.I. Joe collection, I've got some extra Vipers, because I bought the 3-pack to get the officer, and I've got 2 Crimson Guards, one with the black faceplate, one with the chrome faceplate, and that's about it, you know, and I'm not one for massively army building. And I got my Trouble Bubble the other day. It's just down here, actually. And I thought I'd be more excited about my Tele Viper, and I've kind of not. I've not been, you know, the kind of the figure, the desk figure that I like to have around, that I just sort of fiddle and play with while I'm working from home and things. He's not really filled that slot. He's just ended up being popped on the shelf and occasionally looked at, and I've not posed him around or enjoyed it quite as much. I mean, that may also be some part to do with the kind of relentless pace that the figures are coming out. But yeah, troop builders like this have been less appealing to me. That said, I do like the look of this Techno Viper. Lots of added value in there. It's got his gun, got his little techno rod. Oh, the Tele Viper fell over in protest of my comments, apparently. He's got his little techno rods, you know, the backpack that he plugs into. There's paint applications on the backpack. I love it when there's a paint application on the backpack. So that's all good. He's an interesting splash of colour in amongst the blue, black and red that dominates the Cobra sort of troop area of the collection. So there's a lot to like, and I have pre-ordered it. I've just, yeah, I don't know, it's just a personal thing. I'm kind of more interested in the individual characters of late than I am in the troop buildery stuff. But yeah, that's just a horses for courses thing, isn't it? Well, folks, if you've been out there waiting for topless G.I. Joe Classified Series figures, well, like buses, you get none for ages and then 2 come at once, because the next figure they pulled out from behind the counter was Quick Kick. very popular, mainline character. I've got very fond memories of Quick Kick. He featured heavily in the Action Force, the Marvel UK Action Force comics that I used to read. He had some stories specifically of his. Quick Kick, mainline character, very popular. Again, lots to like in here. I mentioned before about the Fudgy Bar, that little kind of Easter egg. Tip of the hat, little wink, to the fan base around Quick Kick's lore and his role as a stuntman for the Fudgy Bar advertising campaign. Lots of added value. The hand swaps and the head swaps. Really pleased to see more hand swaps coming through, especially fist-based hand swaps, so you can get your Yo-Jo thing going on, which is awesome. But he's got some weapons, some blades, some nunchucks. They can all be stored on the backpack that comes with him, which is really fun. He's got some throwing stars with a kind of swooshy effect there, so you can get something a bit more dynamic going with your display, which is really exciting too. I'm just casting my eye over my notes. Did I mention anything else? Oh yeah, the little swirly pattern that Lenny alluded to when they revealed the digital render isn't quite as exciting or mind-blowing as I hoped it would be. I mean, it's all right, and it adds a bit of a splash of colour down the side of the pants there, but I was expecting something really ornate, and it's not quite as impressive as I had hoped it to be. But I've still pre-ordered this guy because, like I say, I've got very fond nostalgic memories of Quick Kick from reading Action Force comics back in the day. Again, just giving the other side, the other view here. I've seen some folks out and about going, why haven't you given him shoes, some boots? I think there was some desire that the G.I. Joe Classified series design team would do that kind of contemporizing, that kind of classified contemporizing view and take a vestigial element, inspiration from the vintage look, and give it a little bit of a modern update, whereas they've gone very hardcore into he's barefooted, martial arts dude, got his chest out, got his feet out, whatever the weather, whatever the climate, so I know some folks are a bit like, no, it just never made sense to me why he's barefooted, and perhaps you could have given him some boots. Who knows, in the future they'll do a variant or a repaint with a different set of legs on it or something, I don't know, but they've decided to go lean very hard into the original vintage look there. So that's kind of the other side of the coin. But I've pre-ordered him for sure. I'll be picking up a Quick Kick. Love this character. They reveal so much stuff on the G.I. Joe Classified series streams that these stream reviews end up being really long, because next on the list, and I'm not even halfway through yet, it was Airborne. Again, we knew this guy was coming. We saw him in the digital render reveals at, was it PulseCon? I think it was PulseCon. But another character that folks are excited to see in the line. I think there's a lot this guy's got to offer. Again, that splash of colour, moving away from like the military green fatigues and camo patterns and stuff, to give us the lighter colour with the splash of blue on the tactical vest, which is nice. Also great to see another kind of specialist with a specialism in a different direction there as the kind of helicopter crew guy, which is nice to see. This is an example of the G.I. Joe Classified series team contemporizing, giving it a classified twist, so modernising the design while still being true to the vintage look and feel. So he's got the helmet, he's got the goggles, it's the vintage overall aesthetic with the colour scheme, etc., but it's got a more modern look and feel. There's a few things I noticed about him. I'm not a big fan of that gun. That's a reuse from Firefly version 2, and that was super wobbly and gummy. Really horrible weapon out the box there. I think it will be better in the now in the plastic packaging, because it will be on a blister pack that will keep its shape, but it's still extremely wibbly wobbly. And also I feel like he should have something with a bit more stopping power. I mean, this is a guy who hangs out the side of helicopters, manning big machine guns and stuff. So where's his big machine gun? I feel like he should have something along those lines, but there you go. The backpack's reused, but again, some paint apps on the backpack, which is really lovely. So yeah, lots of added value in there. I'm just a bit like, I'm not sure about the gun. The head sculpt, I was looking at the digital renders. The head sculpt looks a bit shiny to me. I don't know if that's just something to do with the lighting and the way they took the picture in the studio, but it looks a bit shiny and a bit... It reminds me of the really old, the 12-inch Action Man dolls kind of look about him. That kind of really plasticky shine across the face. But they do great work with the face sculpt, so I'm confident that that's just something to do with the photos, and in hand that won't bother me as much. But yes, definitely a pre-order. Very happy to have another Joe on the G.I. Joe side of the shelf with adding something to the colour palette in the display there. So that was the mainline figures, but now I've got a batch of retro Carbat figures that they revealed on the stream, starting with the retro Carbat Rondo. Now, this guy's fine. He's a good figure. I've got the Tiger Force edition of Rondo, and I enjoy the figure a great deal. Very gummy weapons. That rifle's took a lot of steaming and heating to get straight and looking good. But overall, a great figure. And I've displayed him many, many times with my bazooka and my Tiger Force Outback and stuff. And they make for a good-looking, colourful display for sure. So if you've been sat waiting for a retro design, the Tiger Force is not your cup of tea, then here he is. But I've not bothered pre-ordering this one because I'm more than happy to have my Tiger Force one. But it's exactly the same selection. Same backpack, same hat, same pistol, same Bowie knife, same rifle. It's exactly the same setup as the Tiger Force one, just in the core mainline kind of retro colour deco. So whatever your flavour, basically. That's, it's as simple as that. I've not bothered doing it, but I know there's some folks who are waiting for a more classic look, and here's your classic look. However, the next character, in fact, the next two characters, but particularly the next character, I was waiting for because they revealed the retro Carbat Scarlet. Been excited about seeing this one in hand. I was really into some of the chat that they were doing on stream around this figure and kind of highlighting what she's all about. In fact, this one, Scarlet and Dooku, I'm going to take a look at. I missed them first time around, but I kind of wasn't so bothered that I did because I was a little bit off with the design, like with the shin guards and stuff. I did at one point decide maybe I did want a Duke, and then I couldn't find one over here for love nor money. And when one did crop up, it was quite expensive on the secondary market. So very pleased to see a new classic look retro Scarlet, and loads of value in there. Look, she's got a crossbow, 2 rifles. I'm just looking at my notes. Crossbow, 2 rifles, the foot stand, the interchangeable ponytail stuff, hand swaps, fist hand swaps. So pleased to see more of that in the line. She's got a backpack, she's got a pistol, she's got a knife, she's got loads of different arrows that fit into a quiver on the side there for her crossbow. Just lots of stuff going on in there, an enormous amount of possibility when it comes to your narrative playtime fun. Loads of display opportunity, loads of photography opportunity. I like the attention to detail with the ponytail so that you can accommodate different approaches that you might want to go for with the figure. My only criticism really is I'm just not into the colour that they've done the weapons in, the 2 rifles and the pistol, and that just that kind of, I don't know, a greeny browny thing. Not for me. I'd rather do a plain black. But great to see the OG cartoon laser rifle and all that, just not into the colour scheme. So Scarlet, very pleased. I think the new book looks really fun. Can't wait to get this one in the collection. This was definitely a pre-order. In fact, when I sat down to do the pre-orders, I think this is the first one I added to the basket. But the retro Carbat fun didn't end there, because as I mentioned before, they also revealed Duke. And again, so pleased that I didn't try and pick up the original classified version on the secondary market, because this guy looks great. Really excited about this guy. What it does do is it really makes me want a Flint, a tactical vestless Flint in just his shirt. Because, they've shown what they can do on that front. But he's got it all. He's got the all-American square jaw, the flash of blonde hair, got the helmet with the visor on, massive nod to the vintage design of the figure, the OG laser rifle, although it is moulded in that stupid green plastic. But he's got his second gun, he's got his pistol, he's got his backpack with the paint app on the shovel and the drinks cantina, hand swaps with the fists, again, I'm just scanning my notes, binoculars, a knife, and I noted here that the dagger has got a really great paint application on it. It looks really lovely with the brown handle and the brass tip, and then the metallic colour on the blade. I love it when they paint the blades in metallic bladey colours. I think that's awesome. Interesting design choices. Book has got the diaphragm cut going just below his boobs there. So it's not the N-shaped hinge. Which is interesting. We've seen that on Hawk, haven't we, recently? And Bazooka had it as well. So curious. Oh, I meant to mention, actually, when I was looking at which figure was it that was out of this new batch that caught my eye? Airborne. I wondered if he was the pinned, the the pegged-in shoulders, whereas everyone else has got the butterfly joint. Anyway, that's a random tangent that I forgot to mention when I talked about Airborne. So, yeah, Duke, definite pre-order. Second in the basket, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I really like the look of this. Loads of attention to detail, little paint applications, like his insignias and stuff on his shirt. Just very excited to get this one in hand, definitely. Yeah, and I think Scarlet and Duke will really kind of finish off my core collection of figures that I was really looking for. Can't wait to get him next to General Hawk. I think that'll look great. But, god damn it, folks, they weren't done there, because they also gave us in-hand reveals and open pre-orders for the two 60th anniversary figures, and I'm going to start with the Action Soldier Infantry. Now, I know these caught a lot of people's eyes when they revealed them at the PulseCon stream again, I think, or was it 1027? Anyway, the previous stream that they showed the digital renders. Incredible amount of value thrown in with these, although they are at the slightly higher price tag of the 35 quid rather than the 25 quid. But lots of stuff going on here. They were talking about how they had the vest and all the kind of interchangeable plug-in pieces, so you can do all sorts of different exciting stuff with the tactical vest. It's a soft goods kind of cagoule cape thing that you can put on there. Got head swaps, so you can change head swap and hand swap, so you can go for the different ethnicities on your character, whatever you want to do with your display, or you can buy two and have one of each, you know, that's great. Got the big 50 cal rifle. I know a lot of folks are very interested in that, to actually take out of this character's loadout and put it on their roadblock, which will be awesome. Helmet or hood, neckerchief. I mean, it's just packed full of value. Really excited to see what the world of possibility is with that tactical vest kind of thing that's set up. Loads of weapons in there as well, although the reuse of the Big Ben machine gun and little weird double-barreled submachine gun is a curious choice. I'd have thought they'd have just gone for something a bit more classic, like the Grunt M16 perhaps. I'm sure it's certainly not very accurate weaponry, so you can 100% guarantee you'll be getting an Analog Toys whinge video about that. But yeah, it's just lots of value packed in for your money. Just loads of value packed in for your money. It is an army builder, so very appealing, obviously, to those who like to army build. I've just gone in on one because I just fancy all that extra stuff and playing around with some of the new angles. And I think G.I. Joe Classified do low-cost, soft, good stuff really well as well. So I just think we're going to have a world of possibility to play around with in the narrative playtime space. And then finally, the second 60th anniversary figure, the Recon Diver, Action Recon Diver figure, which again looks like a great figure. A lot of reuse in there. You know, they've taken the torpedo and eel, Cobra eel figures and reused a load of stuff. So I think the little propulsion unit is reused there. The goggles and the breathing apparatus is reuse. I'm just looking there, the flippers, the machine guns, torpedoes, isn't it, and stuff. The little submachine gun, the pistol is reuse, I think. Is that from one of the Snake Eyes, I think? Or maybe Stalker? But yeah, it's still a great figure. Got the head swaps, got loads of accessories in there. I was chatting with some of the guys on the Discord because I was trying to track down who it was. One of the folks was talking about getting a fish tank design on the go and getting them suspended in a fish tank, which... bloody hell, folks. Nearly knocked my camera over then. So, yeah, it's just an exciting figure. I've not pre-ordered this one for the same reasons that I didn't pre-order Eel and Torpedo. I just think the kind of underwater scuba folks just look a bit daft standing on the shelf. They're not the right kind of flavour for the sort of display I want. And if I'm not going to gear them all up, because I think they look silly in their flippers and their breathing apparatus on the shelf, then I just don't see the point. But I've got no criticism of the figure. I think it looks great, and it's an absolutely awesome package for anyone who wants to kind of expand that area with their torpedo, the Cobra eels, and with the Recon Diver now in the mix in that space. I think it's a great package. Just the kind of underwatery folks are not my cup of tea, you know. But yeah, $35 again. Awesome value, just really awesome value. Oh, blimey, and there we go. That brings us to the end of all this content that was revealed on that stream. Not bad for a 30-minute stream, eh? They managed to plough a fair bit out there. I suppose my final point is that it's maintaining a very relentless pace with the G.I. Joe Classified series releases, and there will be a point in the future sometime soon where the good lady here indoors is going to be asking questions about the volume of G.I. Joe Classified series boxes that are arriving. It is pressuring the wallet a great deal at the minute. So, and I keep saying I'll be more selective, but it's great stuff. They keep doing great stuff, and I can't resist. I can't resist, but I know there's a population of folks out there, certainly in North America, who are like, they're all right, but I'll wait and see if they end up in Ollie's or Ross. And you know what? That's fine. You fill your boots. If you can wait and get them at a deep cut discount, then I would encourage it. If I was there, I would do the same. We just don't get that kind of deep cut discount over here in the UK because we have to get it on import or directly from Hasbro Pulse. So there you go. So a wonderful stream, great set of reveals, yet more interesting characters to add to your G.I. Joe Classified Series display. And I'm still maintaining a high level of engagement and enjoyment with the line. So there we go. So let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Who have you pre-ordered? Who haven't you pre-ordered? Who really stands out to you? Is there one you're particularly excited about more than the others? All that good stuff. Just let me know. Very, very happy to hear from you on that front. But in the meantime, hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. And I'll see you around these parts again sometime soon. All right, take it easy, folks.